channel Legally Respectful for Women. Hope you are doing great. As promised, I am back with my video on the efficacy of protection of women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 and related pragmatic suggestions. To start, this act, the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, gives the responsibility to the central government as well as upon the state government that all the provisions of this act are implemented and enforced effectively. Also, this act allows the appointment of protection officers and even recognizes the role of service providers in providing shelter, counseling, legal aid, medical and other kinds of support services. This act also directs the police to extend cooperation in implementing the protection orders passed under this act. These were the positive aspects. Now let me tell you what are the loopholes that do not let this act to be as effective as it should be. Although this act is supposed to provide quick reliefs to the women victims of domestic violence, but at times, due to technical difficulties and not proper manpower, as well as workload of the court, this does not happen. Therefore, the implementation of the act suffers as the women victims have to wait for months before their needs are addressed. All this clearly indicates that even after having the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 in place, there is not much success in safeguarding the women's rights. Another main reason due to which the implementation of the act is not efficient because the protection officers have too many job duties and responsibilities. Just for example, they provide all kinds of support to the women victims and also furthermore enable the women victims to get immediate reliefs, etc. Not only this, the protection officers also lack basic facility, etc. to perform their required obligations properly and timely under the Act. Above all, this Act lays down multiple functions ranging from protection order, residence order, custody order, medical aid, shelter home, monetary relief order, etc., which sounds very good, but in reality it does not fly when it comes to implementation. As a result, it has become a bottleneck in the success of the Act. Next comes the training and capacity building of the concerned authorities. In order to really implement this act in the true sense and to give support to the women victims of domestic violence, the concerned authorities are definitely required to be fully trained, but it is not so in practice. Another problem is financial aspect. The budget allocation at the center as well as at the state level for the effective implementation of laws affording protection to women victims is very crucial, but yet inadequate and not forthcoming in spite of urgent needs. Legal remedies are good insofar as they act as deterrents, but less an efficient implementation of the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 does not act as a deterrent to a violent husband, and the speed of resolving the cases of domestic violence goes against the woman. So, these are some of the hurdles that impact the efficacy of this act. But then, what is the solution? Yes, of course, there are related pragmatic suggestions or solutions. Therefore, today I will speak good number of solutions to enhance the efficacy of this act and to also curb the critical problem of domestic violence against women. Presently, the protection officers lack proper infrastructure and facilities due to which they cannot perform their obligations timely. Therefore, it is absolutely essential that the protection officers should be provided with all the required infrastructure and facilities so that they can perform their duties appropriately and in a timely fashion. Although both husbands and wives can be abused and can be victims of violence, but in most cases, wives have to suffer the most. She can sacrifice her feelings, interest, and needs constantly for the feelings, interest, and needs of her husband and his family. In spite of this, an aggressive husband is not condemned in the society. Instead, he reveled under the garb of so-called masculinity. And a better wife is awfully sympathized in the name of femininity or motherhood. A large chunk of crimes against women like wife beating, cruelty by husbands or in-laws etc. are committed due to the adjustment problems in the families between husband and the wife. It is thus most desirable that these problems should be sorted out in the initial stage itself, preferably through counseling in organizations like Crime Women Cell, women organizations, or mediation centers. In addition, partners of marriage should be fully made aware of their rights as well as their obligations. Basically, the Act is a civil law meant largely for the protection of women against domestic violence. Since the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act alone cannot help in the prevention of domestic violence, therefore, collective effort of the government, NGO, women organization, volunteer agencies, social agencies, as well as the people is necessary to ensure violence-free society. Awareness programs and the necessity of making victims to get help at an initial stage should be stressed. Victims, especially wives, women, should be encouraged to express their own views. In this regard, the National Legal Services Authority and the state's legal services authority should take the lead role. Apart from this, women have to be assertive so that they can lead a life of security and dignity. Another major shortcoming in the Act is that the punishment as stipulated in the Act is not at all deterrent, especially for the violent husband. Therefore, it is imperative that the punishment as mentioned in the Act should be increased to such an extent that it really acts as deterrent to the ferocious husband. All of us should readily realize that the cultural messages about male-female relationships are changed and attitude about what is acceptable behavior is reframed. After all, a woman is groomed to obey and not to question the authority of her husband. So she remembers the lesson of submission throughout her life. So much so, even most ignorant and worthless men have been enjoying a superiority over women which actually they do not deserve. Thus, need of the hour is to wholly understand the woman and her rightful place in the society. Women must be considered as individuals who are equal to men in their own right. And last, but certainly not the least, it is also important to note that domestic violence is not simply a legal problem which can be removed by legal measures alone. We should thus understand that domestic violence against women is very much a social as well as a psychological problem and can be tackled efficiently by bringing about major changes in the attitude of men towards women. Of late, it is quite noteworthy that women have developed a self-identity, so the husband should always be mentally prepared to respect aspirations as well as fulfill legitimate expectations of the wives. Thus, attitudinal change is definitely needed amongst men to reduce the critical problem of domestic violence against women. Respect is of paramount importance. That is to say, if husbands immediately start giving full respect to the wives in the very same way as the husbands are getting full respect from the wives, then naturally husbands will not be able to annoy or disrespect wives. Thus, most important of all, husbands should give full respect to the wives at all times and nip the problem of domestic violence in the bud. Now I conclude this video. I will soon be back with another meaningful video on the very important topic concerning women's legal rights and good benefits available to women. Till then, be happy and respect all. Thank you very much.